All right, I want to talk about the colleges latinocels should go to Ascend, and how to pick out a college. Now, two of the latinocels I know formally that were my past friends, a lot of them, not a lot of them, I mean two of them I know that did not do well in the universities, colleges that I know of, ended up actually going and getting a second degree at a more Latino friendly college, and they ascended actually socially. Like they got a healthy social group, and one of them got a girlfriend there. If you want to ascend as a Latino cell, you have to go to a college where it's diverse. You know, you have to go to college where it's diverse, and whites aren't like. If it's like whites are 90%, it could go maybe well for you if you have height. But if you're just an average Latino cell, average Latino bro, then you probably need to go to a mixed, diverse college that has percentages in the 30s, 40s of each group. That way, there's no dominant kind of culture that you have to, you have to fall into. Another thing you could do is another thing that's popular. Like let's just say for the California coastal region, right? You have to go to one, like the best ones I've seen where I've seen Latino cells, where I've seen smarter Latino cells ascend is Cal State Pomona, Cal State Northridge, Cal State LA. Those are very Latino and Latina, like Latino and Latina. Like you can get your looks match Latina. Like every Latino bride I've gone there has gotten a girlfriend with his looks match Latina. If you go to a UC, it's harder because the analytical IQ there is higher, and Latinos are just not that popular. I don't mean popular. I mean like there's not that many of them in there because they don't do that well in SAT math and all that stuff. Asians are just those are great schools for Asians if you want to date another Asian girl, but there's not that many Latinos there, so it's like a small group, and most of you guys are probably nerdy, and girls aren't the greatest at those Latina groups there in those schools, or the girls are usually kind of chubby or not that great. You want to go to a school. I mean, it's messed up, but you can't go to a school that's smart. You have to go to a school that's kind of in the mid-range, but still has good connections with the companies you want to work for. So if I were to do it over again, I would have gone to, things turned out well the way they went. They are. I mean, it is what it is. But like maybe I were to rewind things, I would go to a college where there would be more of the. It wouldn't be that high up there analytically, and there are still some mid-range, analytical IQ colleges where there's more Latino people in general. You want there to be large groups of Latinos. The thing is, a lot of those colleges aren't that great, so you have to find a college where it's like the highest tier of those massive like Latino colleges. And if you are gonna do like a higher university, then make sure it's like diverse. It's not like too like worshiping over like rich groups or JBW or all that stuff. Like USC is JBW. Like let's admit it. USC is JBW, or maybe JBJ, just be Jew, but just JBR too, just be rich. USC is a very now if you're a Chadriguez, then I think you'll do okay. But even then, I think you'll still get more highway in a Latino college than USC. But that's a very, either you're a black football player or you're a white preppy waspy Chad, rich Chad kind of college. Don't go there, man. You're gonna get, unless you're like into like a very specific group or religious group or something. Don't go there. Don't go to a college where you are like the common man there. And if not, go to a college where it's decently diverse, and you'll have much more chances to ascend. It's very dependent on your college. Very dependent on your college, because college is one of the last places to ascend socially. And you want to make sure that the college you pick out is not a place where people like you are treated as second class or third class citizens, or if anything, you like a college where you're seen as kind of popular, or you're seen as in a good light. You want to look at the demographics of the college first. And if you don't like a college, you can maybe go to another one after the first year. But you want to make sure the school stuff is good, like the job connections and stuff is all good. But you also want to make sure that the demographics is in your favor and is not against you. That's something. It's something I'd say equally important to the job thing, because connections is a big thing too. And then like and then some other like commuter cells say like it is true. You want to be able to live there, and if you're gonna pick a college that is close to you, then just stay, crash over or just do everything you can to go to all their weekend events, or go to get the cheapest possible option to be near there. That way, if you drink or something, you don't have to drive home. You can just drink and you just walk or take a bus or something like that. So that's if you really want to ascend and you really want to ascend in your college life. I mean, that's one of the best things you can do. Pick the right demographics. Make sure there's a possible way that you can live there, and this car is crazy. Possible way that you can live there and party the first 2 years. If you last 2 years, it's going to be impossible. Keep your connections, but the first 2 years, just party, man. Like the classes I took were just jokes in the first 2 years, man. I could have done so much, I guess, partying and stuff. Classes I took the first 2 years, man, I had so much free time. I just played games. I don't know. I was dancing, whatever. But party as much as you don't go crazy though. But it's as equally important as the classes. See, no one told me that, but that's equally important. They're not. Don't go crazy hard like the typical Latino bro that just is alcoholic and just parties and ends up getting kicked out of the college for selling drugs or partying too hard. Don't do that. That's like the typical Latino bro. Learn from I don't know. Learn from the white man has probably mastered it. Like party enough to the point where you still get the connections, but at the same time don't flunk your classes. That's the best advice out there. And then after the first 2 years, just bunker down, keep your connections, and honestly your connections will probably have the answers to the tests. A lot of times that's how it is. So yeah, that's the advice I would give to myself if I was younger. But it is what it is. To ascend as a Latino cell in college.